you guys gonna be there the whole time?
No, just the beginning. Just the beginning.
şansını diliyorum senin de abi ya. Good evening. I'm Les Wong, President of San Francisco State University. Those of you in academic regalia may remove your caps if you choose. Also, for everyone's convenience, we ask that you please turn off your cell phones. Thank you. As President of San Francisco State University, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to our 2014 Honors Convocation. I am fortunate to lead San Francisco State, and I have great pride in what we accomplish at this university. More than 200 of our finest accomplishments are sitting behind me on the stage this evening. All of these students have met the highest standards during their years here, rising to the challenges put to them by an outstanding faculty. They have enriched our lives, for education is distinctly a two-way process, and we trust that we have enriched their lives as well. We want our honor students to note that their achievements have been recognized, and so we have gathered here this evening at the end of the academic year to applaud them for their fine work and to wish them well as they prepare to leave. We trust that they are leaving with an education that has prepared them to inquire freely, to think and analyze independently, or as they have heard me say often, to own their own mind. And we trust that they are leaving with that distinctive feature of a San Francisco State education that we cherish so dearly, the ability to apply their knowledge in ways that will improve the world around them. Representatives of the university community are here to join with us in this convocation. You will meet many of them as the evening proceeds, but I would like to introduce others of them now. Would the following individuals please stand as I introduce you? Lolo Hong, Vice President for Student Affairs. Alan Goldsmith, Interim Dean of Undergraduate Studies. Deborah Masters, University Librarian. Berenice LeMarchand, President of the University Women's Association. Their members are this evening's official convocation greeters and the hosts of our reception at the Student Center later tonight.
Our two stage marshals, William Christmas, Professor of English Language and Literature, and Dorothy Saruta, Department Chair and Professor of Africana Studies. I would also like to recognize our two faculty marshals, Renee Dahl, Department Chair and Professor of Child and Adolescent Development, and Kimberly Tanner, Associate Professor of Biology. Business and community leaders often ask me, what is the key ingredient to the educational magic that happens at San Francisco State? My answer is well rehearsed. Talent. As this audience knows well, we attract some of the most talented students in the world. Then, we introduce those talented students to one of the world's finest teaching faculties who have come to San Francisco State out of a singular desire to make a real difference in the lives of students. That intersection between student and faculty talent is what makes magic happen right here. To acknowledge that relationship, each year we ask the chief representative of the faculty, the chair of the Academic Senate, to address our honorees and our guests. I would like to introduce Dr. Lawrence Hanley. When Lawrence Hanley joined San Francisco State's English Department in 2008, he brought with him 16 years of faculty experience at the City College of New York. His passion for American literature, particularly working class literature, is infectious, and his greatest joy is in seeing the same passion ignited in his students. Dr. Hanley has led the faculty of San Francisco State for 2 years, having been elected twice as chair of the Academic Senate. In that role, he has helped the university through a period of significant transitions, and his wisdom and good humor have been crucial institutional assets. As you will soon learn firsthand, he combines a keen mind and a wry wit with an extraordinary command of the most significant human invention, language. I am pleased now to present Dr. Lawrence Hanley. The title of his talk tonight is A Tale of Two Cities.
First, on behalf of the faculty of San Francisco State University, congratulations, undergraduate honorees of 2014. Well done, young Jedi. Second, congratulations, parents, partners, relatives, friends, and co-conspirators of undergraduate honorees of 2014. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. You will, I'm sure, recall the source of this now somewhat hackneyed quote, and it's not that track Bitter Rivals from Sleighbells' latest album featuring vocals by Katy Perry. Quote, "It was the age of wisdom," Charles Dickens continues in the opening to his 1859 novel, A Tale of Two Cities. It was the age of foolishness. Has it ever not been the best of times and the worst of times? Reckoning the best and worst in every epoch, including our own, may be the burden of a truly educated mind. But that reckoning may also be the most important test of true learning. Flash forward from 1859 to 2014. San Francisco is the tech startup capital of the world. In fact, tech jobs in San Francisco have doubled in the past decade. The city is now headquarters to many of today's biggest, most innovative companies: Dropbox, Eventbrite, New Relic, Twitter, Square, Zendesk, Airbnb, Salesforce, and many smaller rivals and wannabes, plus incubators, plus countless app developers and tech service providers. All of this activity has created almost 67,000 private sector jobs since 2010. In fact, since the Great Recession began in 2007, San Francisco has created more private sector jobs than were created in 47 of 50 states. In 2012, the current tech boom generated almost $9.2 billion in wages. In the past fiscal year, tech-driven growth added about $480 million in tax revenues to the city's coffers. The effects of this prodigious activity are visible everywhere. A 30,000-foot Whole Food Market, topped by an 8-story apartment building, has sprouted at the corner of Market and Dolores. A couple of years ago, the corner at Market and Buchanan boasted a rather unremarkable 76 gas station. It's since been replaced by Linnea, a 115-unit condo complex. Construction cranes dominate the skyscape south of Market. Tech companies are renovating and rebuilding the commercial corridors of the city. For instance, the new headquarters of Square, the mobile payment company, features a main floor comprising 100,000 square feet, that's about 2 football fields, custom designed office furniture, a library stocked with Hemingway and business books, a coffee shop with 2 full-time baristas, a main boulevard lined with cabanas for private meetings, and touchdown spaces, otherwise known as cubicles. Tech companies have leased and renovated 40% more San Francisco office space since the start of 2010 than during the previous dot-com boom. New coffee houses, restaurants, and boutiques seem to change familiar streetscapes overnight. Today, for many, Valencia Street in the Mission is the busiest, hippest, most happening cultural zone west of the Hudson River. Last month, Mark Benioff, a chairman and CEO of Salesforce.com, and his wife Lynn announced a second $100 million gift to UCSF and its affiliate, the Oakland Children's Hospital. Quote, "When local companies do well, they tend to give more," declares a recent study by UC Berkeley professor Enrico Moretti and his colleagues. "We estimate that for each $1,000 in market value, of the firms whose headquarters are located in a city, about $1 goes to local nonprofits. Headquartered at 1355 Market Street, Twitter currently enjoys a market value of $19 billion. I'm an English professor, you do the math. Let's face it, if you're young, smart, creative, and ambitious, San Francisco is the place to be in 2014. Kind of. Sometimes. It kind of depends, because if you've read Dickens, you know what happens next. 80-year-old retired hotel housekeeper Poon Hung Lee and his 74-year-old wife and their 48-year-old mentally disabled daughter, Shui Mon Lee, lived in a 2-bedroom apartment at the corner of Jackson and Larkin Street for 34 years. In September of last year, the Lees were the final residents to be evicted by their building's landlord under the notorious Ellis Act. Ellis Act evictions are up 170% since 2010. The city's public school teachers are migrating to the East Bay in search of more affordable housing. Claudia Flores works as a professional employee in San Francisco's City Planning Department. As our local newspaper recently chronicled, Claudia's landlord has doubled her rent, forcing her to abandon her Mission apartment for someplace else. Likewise, the tech boom is reshaping San Francisco's civic and cultural infrastructure. The Goodwill Industries building on Van Ness is now in contract for high-end condo development. Rent increases and evictions have forced the city's art gallery district to decamp from its traditional Geary Street location to parts unknown. Much of this section of Geary will be occupied by MuleSoft, an internet services company. Right next door to SF State, bulldozers are at the moment resculpting Brotherhood Way, San Francisco's road of churches, to make way for an 8-acre development of $1 million plus townhomes. Ever the most retiring of SF politicos, former supervisor Quentin Kopp has commented on this development, quote, "It's another bit of San Francisco history dismissed and expunged by New Age developers and their toadies." The median price of a home in San Francisco is now $935,000, and the city has become the least affordable housing market in the country for middle-class workers and families. According to a recent Brookings Institute report, San Francisco currently ranks number 2 among American cities with the greatest income inequality. But our city's gap between the rich and the poor is the fastest growing in the nation. Our levels of income inequality put us on a par with developing countries like Rwanda and Guatemala. We are home to the wealthiest haves in the nation and the poorest have-nots. I haven't even mentioned Google buses yet. San Francisco may now represent the edge of a new global economic period that some are calling, quote, cognitive capitalism. We may be the city of digital labor, but we haven't yet escaped the savage inequalities that have defined earlier phases of capitalism's creative destruction. And so, graduates of 2014, we really do need your help. Your predecessors have unleashed a rip-roaring, Google Glass-wearing, high-tech tiger, but we haven't learned yet how to tame it. We need your help. Engineers, future teachers, nurses, accountants, kinesiologists, all of you, because now it's your city too. Because you are the products of an education, a unique SF State education that aims to achieve intellectual, technical, and professional excellence without surrendering compassion, conscience, or solidarity. If we've succeeded in preparing you to really grapple with the complex realities we all face, then you will understand at least one thing. There is no app for social justice. There are only good, smart people working together in common cause to make a better city and world. Welcome. Thank you. And now, I would like to introduce, it is my pleasure to introduce, the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Sue Rosser.
Thank you, Senate Chair Hanley, for your thought-provoking comments about close-to-home perceptions of the best of times and the worst of times. Indeed, when has it not been both? You've described how San Francisco truly is the epitome of a tale of two cities. Google buses aside, I'm hopeful that your remarks tonight will further engage the minds of our graduating honorees and challenge them to tame the high-tech tiger that has been unleashed. Although there may be no app for social justice, San Francisco State's uniquely educated graduates will be well prepared and able to work together to share their knowledge of social justice and make a better city and world. Tonight, we are honoring students for their outstanding achievements at San Francisco State University. First, we will honor those students who were inducted as members of Phi Beta Kappa. Next, we will honor 225 undergraduate students who are graduating in the top 5% of the students from their academic colleges. Most of them will graduate magna cum laude or summa cum laude. The third group includes 59 undergraduates who have been selected by their academic departments and programs to receive special recognition for excellence in their particular field. The final group includes 6 students who have been singled out to represent all of the graduating special majors programs in their respective colleges. Each of the 6 colleges, along with the special majors program, is invited to select one outstanding student to represent all others in their area at the honors convocation here tonight and also at commencement on Saturday. They are selected because of their outstanding academic achievements and other significant accomplishments that you will hear about throughout this evening. These 6 students seated here in the front row will receive the symbolic investiture of the hood at commencement ceremonies this Saturday. This year marks the 37th anniversary of the first installation of our Phi Beta Kappa chapters members at San Francisco State University. Dr. Masahiko Minami, president of the university chapter, will introduce the Phi Beta Kappa members who are with us tonight.
Ours is a university that stresses the liberal arts as the basis for all instruction. Phi Beta Kappa, the oldest honorary society in the United States, recognizes those students who have successfully demonstrated breadth and depth of study in the sciences, the humanities, and the behavioral and the social sciences. The National Society of Phi Beta Kappa established Omicron of California at San Francisco State University 38 years ago in 1976. Since then, only 879 San Francisco State University students have met the requirements to be elected to Phi Beta Kappa out of a pool of more than 168,600 graduating students. As you might expect, the selection process is rigorous. As president of the chapter, I am proud to introduce our Phi Beta Kappa members who are able to join us tonight, who have been initiated into the Omicron of California chapter. I ask that each student please stand as I call your name and remain standing until all members are named. They are Marine Rose Curry, Victoria Figurina, Graham Heysher, Christina Renee Hartzberg, Anastasia Kourakis. Melissa Martel. Sarah Elizabeth Mike. Hannah Grace Nelson. Eleanor Ann Sun Swanko. Please join me in congratulating these students for their outstanding academic achievement. You may be seated. Hi. I'd like to now introduce the Dean of the College of Business, Linda Oubre, who will present the faculty representatives and students accorded high academic honors from the College of Business.
Thank you, Dr. Manami. I would like to introduce the chairs and faculty members representing the academic departments in the College of Business and ask them to remain standing until all faculty members have been introduced. They are Jean Wong, Accounting, Julia Miyaoka, Decision Sciences, Anoshua Chadhuri, Economics, Yuli Su, Finance, Colin Johnson, Hospitality and Tourism Management, Samir Verma, Information Systems, Roblin Simeon, International Business, Bill Sokol, Labor and Employment Studies, Ann Koch, Management, and Mahmoud Hussein, Marketing. Thank you. You may be seated. As I introduce the honor students from the College of Business, I would ask that each student please stand and remain standing until all of the students from the category have been presented. Please hold your applause until all the students have been called. Students graduating the top 5% of the College of Business in order of their majors are, in accounting, Sarah Benavides, William Chin, C. Kai Lee, Caroline Maxwell, James Nam, Elizabeth Pence Wills, Jude Quijano, Melissa Ramirez, Lee Ching Wong. In Decision Sciences, Kimberly Choi and Christian Lee. In Economics, Rosan Pan, Ivory Poo, Kenneth L. Wright II. In Finance, Wajia Guo, Jeffrey Ketch, Lon An Lam, Parker Markham, An Kwe Vu, Chin Ye. In Hospitality and Tourism Management, Devin Lane. In Information Systems, Priya Gupta, Mike Gao. In International Business, Martina Maishak. In Management, Mariana Quintillado, Danielle Guittard, Shirley Lamb, Benita Ma, Jody Mercaida, Juliana O'Brien. In Marketing, Christian Jen, Chris Howe, Jan Perenod, and Amy Yu. Please join me in congratulating the honorees from the College of Business. I would now like to present those students who have been selected by their departments for special recognition. William Chin, Accounting. Michael Song, Finance. Devin Lane, Hospitality and Tourism Management. Priya Gupta, Information Systems. Martina Maishak, International Business. Cassandra Carrillo, Labor and Employment Studies. And Donna Anvari, Marketing. As Provost Rosser mentioned, each of the colleges selects one student to receive the hood tonight on behalf of all of its graduates. It is my special honor to introduce this year's Hood recipient for the College of Business, Donna Anvari. A marketing major, Donna, stay up. A marketing major, Donna transferred to SF State from Diablo Valley College. She brought with her years of prior experience in photography, graphic design, brand development, web design, and financial sales. Having lived in Iran, England, and Canada, she also brought a lifetime of experience as a widely traveled citizen of the world. That combination of far-ranging personal and professional experiences perfectly prepared Donna for the diverse, dynamic, and academically challenging environment she would find here, and she thrived. One of the highlights of Donna's time at SF State came last semester when she was assigned to develop an advertising strategy for San Mateo-based camera company GoPro. Based on the outstanding quality of her analysis, Donna and her team were invited to present their findings to the company's Vice President of Marketing. Donna's team recommended that GoPro expand beyond its audience of extreme sports enthusiasts and target parents with young children. This truly impressed GoPro because her marketing department had come to the same conclusion and was already producing an ad campaign aimed at young parents. Donna will continue putting her marketing skills to work as a consultant for engineering company 4Step Automation while pursuing her MBA part-time at San Francisco State. Donna, we are very proud of you and wish you much success. It is now my pleasure to introduce Interim Dean Betsy Keene, who will present the faculty representative and the students from the Graduate College of Education.
The Graduate College of Education is the only college at San Francisco State University that is primarily a graduate school, preparing students who already have their baccalaureate degrees to be professional educators and service providers. The Graduate College of Education offers only one undergraduate degree, a Bachelor of Arts in Communicative Disorders within the Department of Special Education. Representing the faculty from the Graduate College of Education's undergraduate program tonight is Laura Epstein. The following two students from the Department of Special Education majoring in communicative disorders are among those who are graduating with high academic honors. Erin Campbell, Natalie Ann Harper. The following student is being recognized as the Departmental Honoree for Special Education, Natalie Ann Harper. It is my honor to introduce this year's Hood recipient for the Graduate College of Education Communicative Disorders major, Erin Campbell. Erin always knew that she wanted a career that involved helping others. After she graduated from high school, she wasn't quite sure which career that would be, so she enlisted in the U.S. Navy while she figured it out. Erin worked as an emergency repair specialist for 4 years while stationed in Japan. When returning home, she was able to follow her dreams to attain college here at San Francisco State with the help of the GI Bill. Erin knew she wanted to study something that would have an impact on society. Originally, Erin thought she might pursue a degree in social work, but that was an impacted major. Once again, she had to look for another path, and once again, she found one. Erin began exploring speech-language pathology and discovered her true calling. She switched her major to communicative disorders and set out to become a speech-language pathologist. Eventually, Erin would become treasurer of the National Speech-Language Hearing Association at SF State, playing a key role in organizing its 2014 annual conference. Erin also volunteered at the Hearing and Speech Center of Northern California and with the literacy program Reading Partners. This fall, she will begin graduate studies in SF State's Communicative Disorders Master's Program, bringing her another step closer to realizing her dream. Erin, we are extremely proud of you and wish you the best in all your future endeavors. I am pleased to introduce my colleague, Kenneth Montero, Dean of the College of Ethnic Studies, who will now present the faculty representatives and honor students from the College of Ethnic Studies and from the special major category.
Thank you, Interim Dean Keene. And as you end your interim deanship and go back to a wonderful, normal life, I want to say I liked coming after you in the decanal lineup. So, I'm pleased at this time to introduce the department chairs and faculty from the College of Ethnic Studies who are in attendance tonight. Dorothy Saruda, Africana Studies, who's on stage to my left. John Carlos Perea, American Indian Studies. Lorraine Dong, Asian American Studies. Carlos Cordoba, Latino Studies. You can now be seated, and I thank you for the work that you've done on behalf of our students. The following students from the College of Ethnic Studies are among those graduating with high academic honors. In Asian American Studies, Angel Fernandez Garano, a double major in nursing. Jason Ismail Yap. In Latino Studies, Brenda Montaño Aguilla. Luisa Marie Cortez. You may now be seated. Departmental honors from the College of Ethnic Studies go to Jewel Bachelor, Africana Studies. Kyle Mason Vance, American Indian Studies. Jason Ismail Yap, Asian American Studies. Brenda Montaño Aguila, Latino Studies. You may now sit down again. In the special major category, I'm pleased to announce the departmental honoree who also has high academic honors, Waylon Chang, with a specialized concentration in East Asian Studies. Please be seated. It is now my honor to introduce this year's Hood recipient for the College of Ethnic Studies, Kyle Vance. Kyle transferred to San Francisco State from the College of San Mateo in 2011 and completed his BA in American Indian Studies here last fall. A member of the Choctaw Nation, Kyle has been a tireless supporter for Native and Indigenous communities for years. He has volunteered in Indian Canyon an important sanctuary for tribal ceremonies, taken part in traditional canoe building and traditional canoe journeys, and worked with the Native Education and Sustainable Training Program to promote conservatism, conservationism, and either is okay, it's all good, and preserve indigenous culture. Kyle's senior thesis on cultural revitalization and indigenous cultural practices speaks to his ability to weave scholarly and community-based research into critical applied educational research methodologies that will transform the lives of mixed-blood urban Indian communities. While at San Francisco State, Kyle served as the president and treasurer of the Student Council of Intertribal Nations, or SKINS, the university's Native American student group. As SKINS president, Kyle led planning for the organization's 37th and 38th annual powwow gatherings, which drew hundreds of members from numerous Native American tribes. Kyle's plans for the near future include working as a park aide at San Mateo County's Memorial Park, traveling through Central and South America, and preparing for postgraduate studies in either counseling or teacher education. And of course, he will continue his work on behalf of Native and Indigenous communities. Kyle, we wish you the best, and we look forward to the many more wonderful things we know you're going to accomplish. I shouldn't have to read this because this is actually quite easy. Yes, as my next colleague retires this year, I have for the last time, the honor to introduce my esteemed colleague, Don Taylor, Dean of the College of Health and Social Sciences, who will present the faculty, representatives, and honor students from that college.
The department chairs and faculty representatives here tonight from the College of Health and Social Sciences are Reen Dahl, Child and Adolescent Development, Karen Johnson-Carroll, Consumer and Family Studies Dietetics, Mary Beth Love, Health Education, Maria Verai, Kinesiology, Larry Vitale, Nursing, Patrick Tierney, Recreation, Parks and Tourism, Sonia Malara, Social Work, Christopher Bettinger, Sociology and Sexuality Studies, Jasper Rubin, Urban Studies and Planning. Thank you very much, folks. Those students accorded high honors from the College of Health and Social Sciences in apparel design and merchandising: Anna Page Brock, Michelle Cruz Cabrillo, Bo Shu. In child and adolescent development, Stacy Felipe, Elisa Floro, a double major in liberal studies, Lauren Fong, Christine McDonough, Chelsea Morgan McNutt, Suli Nuez, Sophia Suazo, Nicole Sylvester, a double major in liberal studies, Zena Marie Terrasana, Myrtle Ventura. And in criminal justice studies, Justine Berkeley, Bailey Feiss, Ashley Nicole Greenway, Timothy Latibaraldier, Taylor Renee McElroy, a double major in communication studies, and in dietetics, Tiffany Epperson, Christina Labouye, and environmental studies, Kelsey Rochelle Westfall. In health education, Kyle Cromer Elliott, Jamie Robbins. In interior design, Niluka DiPinto, Haley McLeod. And in kinesiology, Kat Freely, Anastasia Kalakis, Ramona Lazar, Viviana Bernice Shia. And in nursing, Ellie Chion An, Shayna Angeles, Akiko Aspriaya, Ember Martin Bosch, Kathy Corona, Jonathan De Leaquino, Angel Fernandez Grano, a double major in Asian American Studies. Christine Lee, Stephanie Marion Mayer, Christina Legato Orr, Felice Tan, Giselle Ann Viana, and Paradise Marie Walsh. And in sociology, Fausto Romero Cordiz III, Victoria Crunicia, Sarah Levinston, Melissa Moyes, Theodore Toet, and in urban studies and planning, Megan M.A. Congratulations. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you. Our students here tonight who are being given special recognition by their departments are Chelsea Morgan McNutt in Child and Adolescent Development, Nicola De La Pinto in Consumer Family Studies Dietetics, Taylor Renee Melkeroy in Criminal Justice Studies, Kelsey Rochelle Westfall in Environmental Studies, Atala Dillard in Health Education, Kat Feely in Kinesiology, Felice Tan in Nursing, Amanda Cowles in Recreation, Parks, and Tourism, Sylvia Barros Varagas in Social Work, Sarah Levinston in Sociology and Sexuality Studies, Megan M.A. in Urban Studies and Planning. Congratulations. Thank you. It is my honor to introduce Richard Cockrell, this year's Hood recipient for the College of Health and Social Sciences. Richard spent his childhood in a neighborhood where nearly 2 in 5 adults live in poverty, and more than a quarter of the young men of color would experience incarceration before they were 35. Richard did not escape either fate. He grew up impoverished and at the age of 17 was jailed for crimes he very much regrets. He would spend the next 2 decades of his life behind bars. While imprisoned, Richard discovered the emancipatory power of knowledge. He finished his high school education, pushed on to post-secondary education, founded study groups for fellow prisoners, and made plans to pursue higher education upon his release. He also became involved in Project Rebound, the San Francisco State program that helps formerly incarcerated people get into college and reintegrate into society. Reading the works of Project Rebound's founder, convict turned San Francisco State sociology professor John Irwin, Richard discovered new ideas that inspired him to set his spirits high. After leaving prison, Richard came to San Francisco State, where he has earned a spot on the dean's list every semester since fall 2012. He plans to continue his education by pursuing a graduate degree in public administration. He also tutors low-income youth, hoping to steer them clear of the mistakes he made. Richard, we are very proud of what you've accomplished here. You're the embodiment of San Francisco State's motto, experiential docet, experience teaches. Congratulations. I am now pleased to introduce Paul Sherwin, Dean of the College of Liberal and Creative Arts, who will present the faculty representatives and honor students from the College of Liberal and Creative Arts. Paul.
And best wishes to you, Dean Taylor. I'm pleased to introduce the department chairs and faculty members representing the departments and programs of the College of Liberal and Creative Arts. Christina Rudolo, American Studies, Douglas Bailey, Anthropology, Gail Dawson, Art, Miriam Smith, Broadcast and Electronic Communication Arts, better known as BECA, Martha Gorzicki, Cinema, Dane Johnson, Comparative and World Literature, Maxime Chernoff, Creative Writing, Jane Veeder, Design and Industry, better known as DAI, William Christmas, English Language and Literature, on stage, Berenice Le Marchand, Foreign Languages and Literatures, Chris Chakuri, History, Mary Scott, Humanities, Sophie Clavier, International Relations, Fred Astron, Jewish Studies, Jesse Garnier, Journalism, Mariana Ferreira, Liberal Studies, Kevin Toe, Philosophy, James Martell, Political Science, Neil Lindemann, Technical and Professional Writing, Laura Waite, Theater Arts, and Deborah Kohler, Women and Gender Studies. My thanks to all of you for all you do and do so well. Those students accorded high academic honors from the College of Liberal and Creative Arts are, in American Studies, Kayla Marie Feigard, Angela Hopkins. In Anthropology, Melissa Martell, Sarah Elizabeth Mike. In Art, Sarah Bennett, Shantae Either, Sarah Fatine, Eileen Field, Sarah Geiger, a double major in Communication Studies, Taylor Ray Gamaling, Guru Surya Karkasa, Anna Karina, Luis Kachuga, Jade Terry, Tina Tom. In Broadcast and Electronic Communication Arts, John Bashum, Spencer Goebel, Rick Kohler, Pamela Lowy, Madison Smith. In Cinema, Victoria Adams, Timothy Dubé, Shoku Kunimitsu, Alex Polishi, Eric Shenafelt. In Communication Studies, Taylor Renee McElroy, a double major in Criminal Justice Studies, Anna Olenek, Melissa Weinish. In Comparative Literature, Pamela Martinez Aranda. In Creative Writing, Marin Rose Curry, Jan Henry Gray, Chelsea Marita Aga, Elizabeth Rediker. In Drama, Sarah Galarno, Hannah Valico, Sarah Valico. In English, Jose Alfaro, Norris Almare, Michael Bradshaw, Natalie Louise Edgar, Maria Garan, a double major in philosophy, Graham Haysha, a double major in comparative and world literature, Angela Maria Marujo, Ariana Morello, Hannah Grace Nelson, Keith Roche, Chari Velasquez, Todd Walker. In foreign languages and literatures, majoring in Chinese, Li Xin Chen, Vivian Liu. Majoring in French, Celine Scotton, a double major in international relations. Majoring in Spanish, Lila Butler. In history, Austin Elizabeth Case, Heather Grossbard, Pardeep Hayar, Sean Kava, Catherine Reeve, Perry Taylor, a double major in philosophy. In humanities, Kevin Leo Braverman, Jennifer Karen Farasi. In international relations, Luke R. Barnesmore, Anthony Rodriguez. In journalism, Jennifer Moreno, Shayna Rubin. In liberal studies, Fatima Ashufta, Valerie Bros, Lauren Ellison, Lauren Elisa Floro, a double major in child and adolescent development, Colleen Kenyon, Samuel Ray Kopenik, Candace Luce T, Nicole Sylvester, double major in child and adolescent development. In music, Kumiko Jones, Tyler Penna, Kyoko Yamamoto. In philosophy, Ariana Campos. In political science, Joel Pactor, Amelia Hope Shelton, Theodore Toet, a double major in sociology. In visual communication design, Christine O, Alicia Picciarillo. Got it. Please join me in congratulating these outstanding students. The following students have been selected by their departments and programs to receive special recognition for excellence in their respective fields. Again, kindly withhold your applause until I name all the students in this category. Angela R. Hopkins, American Studies. Ian Wagner, Anthropology. Jeff Ludwig, Art. Talia Samalayan, Broadcast and Electronic Communication Arts. Timothy Dubé, Cinema. Taylor Renee McElroy, Communication Studies. Pamela Martinez Aranda, Comparative and World Literature. Jan Henry Gray, Creative Writing. Jose Alfaro, English Language and Literature. Celine Scotton, Foreign Languages and Literatures. Heather Grossbard, History. Kevin Leo Braverman, Humanities. Anthony Rodriguez, International Relations. Shahar Ben David, Jewish Studies. Lindsay Oda, Journalism. Liberal Studies honorees from 4 of the 5 areas of emphasis are here tonight. Nicole Sylvester, Behavioral and Social Sciences. Samuel Ray Kopenik, Communication, Language, and Literature. Lauren Ellison, Creative Arts and Humanities. Colleen Kenyon, Elementary Teaching Preparation. Ashley Ertz, Music and Dance. Margot Kukuru, Philosophy. Joel Pachter, Political Science. Michelle Kenshin, Technical and Professional Writing. Andrew Wrights, Theater Arts. And finally, Gina Marie Gianandrea, Women and Gender Studies. Please join me in acknowledging the achievements of these superb undergraduates. Okay, I'm delighted to present Liberal and Creative Arts Hood recipient Jose Alfaro. A first-generation college student, Jose is the child of working-class parents whose forebears emigrated from Mexico, settling in the Sacramento Valley. It wasn't until his late middle school years that he began to become as fluent in English as in Spanish, his native tongue. Excelling in all courses at 2 community colleges, he was attracted to several fields of studies when he transferred to State, but chose to major in English literature. Here, Jose discovered his chief intellectual passion, post-colonial literature and theory, especially that offshoot of post-colonialism extending to Chicano studies espoused by Gloria Anzaldúa and Sherry Moraga, with their emphasis on borderlands, border crossing, and hybridity. He has also become fascinated by and an astute reader of Shakespeare, Melville, and Jane Austen, to name a few, recognizing unanticipated connections between their works and those of his favorite Mexican-American authors. Beyond the classroom, he has been writing poetry and creative nonfiction. He has been an active member of the Latin Rhythms Organization. He has been an RA in the Towers dorm, where he conducted workshops for liberal arts majors on such topics as eroticism in the work of Audre Lorde and cross-cultural notions of masculinity. His extraordinary promise as a literary and cultural scholar was recently rewarded by receipt of a 5-year fellowship to pursue a PhD at UC Riverside, en route, no doubt, to a career as a professor of literature. Please join me in congratulating bright-eyed and brilliant Jose Alfaro. All the best. Now, to present the faculty representatives and to honor outstanding students from the College of Science and Engineering, I, for the last time, yield the podium to Dean Sheldon Axler.
Thank you, Dean Sherwin, and congratulations on your forthcoming retirement. The chairs and faculty from the College of Science and Engineering here tonight are Kimberly Tanner, Biology, Jane DeWitt, Chemistry and Biochemistry, Dragutin Petkovich, Computer Science, Alexander Stein, Earth and Climate Sciences, Kwok Te, Engineering, Xiaohong Liu, Geography and Environment. Alexander Schuster, Mathematics. Susan Lee, Physics and Astronomy. And Margaret Lynch, Psychology. Thank you, faculty, for everything you do for our students. Those students accorded high academic honors from the College of Science and Engineering are, in Atmospheric and Oceanic Science, Emily Grace Parker. In Biochemistry, Jeanette Ballard, Han Hu Wen, Juan Pena. In Biology with a concentration in Botany, Kayla Sweeten. In Biology with a concentration in Cell and Molecular Biology, Leslie Mateo. Angela Van Sickle. Erich Noriel Silvino Cison. In Biology with a concentration in Marine Biology, Lynette Rasmussen. In Biology with a concentration in Physiology, Victoria Figlina, Lawrence Henson, Christina Renee Hertzberg, Tara Murphy, Eleanor Ann Soon Swanko, Albert Edgar Wong, Lucia Zafuto. In Civil Engineering, Todd Bradford. In Computer Engineering, Marcion Diamond, Evgenia Basnaya. In Geography, Kaylee Shiloh. In Geology, Andy Nieblas. In Mechanical Engineering, Paul Ung. In Physics with a concentration in Astrophysics, Seth Gossage. In Psychology, Michael Asuncion. Michelle Nicole Becker. Andrew Bennett. Lisa Dunbar. Christiana Guan. Heidi Iz Men. Dana Juan Kwan. Mark Ryan Mayo. Megan Elizabeth O'Grady. Kelsey Rogers. Kristen Roberta Morrison. Natalie Surek. Tron Tran. Congratulations to these outstanding students. The following students have been selected for special recognition as departmental honorees. Lawrence Henson, Biology. Commodore Perry St. Germain, Chemistry and Biochemistry. Aaron Kosmutin, Computer Science. Ryan Ford, Earth and Climate Sciences. Michael Kinsler, Engineering. Kaylee Shiloh, Geography and Environment. Joshua Rhodes, Mathematics. Seth Gossage, Physics and Astronomy. Megan Elizabeth O'Grady, Psychology. Congratulations, departmental honorees. I am now very pleased to introduce Commodore St. Germain, the Hood recipient for the College of Science and Engineering. Commodore is graduating with a degree in biochemistry, but his path to his chosen field was neither short nor straight. Commodore had to drop out of community college to support his mother and younger brother after the death of his father. For 12 years, he worked for the San Jose Water Treatment Company, INSERV. When he was finally able to begin his studies again, Commodore came to SF State. While keeping up with his rigorous coursework, Commodore spent 2 years doing research in the lab of Dr. Teaster Baird, professor of chemistry and biochemistry. Working with Dr. Baird, Commodore studied enzymes and their inhibitors. Commodore presented this research at the 2014 Experimental Biology Conference in San Diego and is currently preparing it for publication. Commodore also held numerous leadership positions in the student branch of the American Society for Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. His commitment helped make the SF State chapter of the organization one of the most active in Northern California. Next fall, Commodore will begin his PhD studies at UC Davis. His academic record here was so outstanding that UC Davis offered him a full tuition fellowship plus a stipend of $30,000 per year. Commodore hopes to become an innovative researcher who fosters a love of science in both students and the public at large. He's off to a wonderful start. Commodore, we are extremely proud of you. The entire college wishes you the best.
Wow, I think we ought to give him one more hand. Tonight, we have seen what makes this such an extraordinary university. We are a public university where individuals establish a higher education legacy for their families and generations to follow, and where developing the skills and talents of our citizens builds the legacy of success for our state, our nation, and our world. Our students are as talented and as exciting a group as you will find anywhere. And their varied backgrounds, cultures, and experiences make this a far richer university. I see in this honors convocation an exceptional opportunity to make a large university a little smaller, a little more personal. We heard a handful of individual stories tonight as our hood recipients were introduced. If we had the same opportunity to learn about each student on this stage, we all would be awed by the courage, intellectual breadth, accomplishments, and their perseverance. This has been, as you all have experienced, an evening of celebration, of shared delight. For the friends and family of our students, I hope that you captured a glimpse of how we make the magic happen here. Let me ask you once again to celebrate these outstanding students, soon to be graduates, who have made this such an inspiring evening. And I want the students to remain standing. And I have a real reason for asking these students to stand. That reason is you, the friends, relatives, family members, children, and parents who are here tonight. As you have heard, many of our honor students would not have been successful without your steadfast support. Therefore, it seems only appropriate for all of us here on stage, our honor students and our faculty seated in the audience, to salute you, the families and friends who have guided and encouraged these students throughout the years. Will our honorees and faculty please join me in a round of applause for the families? This evening's celebration does not end with this ceremony. Thanks to the University Women's Association, which sponsored our first honors convocation 36 years ago and has participated in every year since, we are all invited to a reception in Jack Adams Hall at the Cesar Chavez Student Center. I look forward to seeing all of you there. I now ask that our guests remain seated until our honor students and faculty have left the theater. Students are reminded to stop by Newth Hall to pick up their award certificates before going to the reception. Our 2014 Honors Convocation has come to a close. As you, our honored graduates, are soon to leave us, know that you go with our love and our confidence. May tonight be just a first taste of joys and honors to come for many years. Will the members of the platform party, the honorees, and our Stage University faculty please rise, and please join me in exiting the stage. Thank you all.